Red.
It's recording. Right, first ride this year on the jalopy. You have to bear with me. It's been a fair few months since I've been out and about. But as Daddy's turned up with his beast, we'll give it a go. Excuse the moaning, that's the fucking arthritis. Got no throttle. I'll follow you. Alright. First time this year. I'll try not to. Whoa! Glasses would be handy. Oh, for fuck's sakes, where's he gone? Right, try again. Forgot my bloody glasses. Ah, dear. Okay. I won't be doing that then. Ooh. Right. Right, try again, shall we? Go up. so good. I don't suppose you can hear what I'm saying because of the wind. I won't know until we get home. Here we go. I have no idea whether anybody can hear me. All I can hear is wind. Here we go, now for the nasty shit road. Never seen nothing like it, this road. Not one for riding on at night. Potholes. Oh dear, here we go. Yeah, slow down, Dad. Whole city. Ah! Nice bank holiday Monday, following me dad with my son-in-law on the back of him. Can't be bad. I've forgotten the damn settings on the bike. I don't know how to change the damn display. I've forgotten. It's telling me how many miles to the gallon I'm doing. I want my speed up. I've forgotten which damn button to press. No, that's not it. Mode. Volts. Oh my god. No, that'll do. Tells me how many miles I've got left. That'll do. That'll have to do. Sorry about the wobbling about, guys, and not concentrating particularly on what I'm doing. And I know it looks like I'm riding like a pussy, which I am, but it's been almost a year since I rode the beastie, so best be a little bit more cautious than normal. Bloody roads. Yes, watch out, watch out. He's numped it out. I do hope the view is okay. I really have no idea. I set the camera up on the side of the lid and test rode it up and down the village lane on my mobility scooter. I reviewed the footage, it looked okay on that, but what it looks like on here is anyone's guess. I can't see a bloody thing out my mirrors. Oh, steaming up the glasses. Where's he going? Oh God, we're just following. Smooth tarmac. Oh my days. It might only look like I'm doing 30 mile an hour. It's a bit of a strange helmet cam this. With a GoPro you get a much wider field of view. This one not so much. But we'll see what the audio's like and the video quality is like when we get back. I think I'm recording in 4K, but not too sure. Not too sure. Oh my days. That's it, nice wide berth. There guys, how much do you reckon the old man's number plate's worth? A13 Yam. Got to be a few grand, I know. I have tried to convince him to sell a number plate, flog me the bike, so I could turn it into a trike, but the old fella's not too keen on that idea. Doing the Rossi dangle there. Yeah, alright, wait for me, wait for me. Bloody roads are awful. Jesus Christ. God, I think this has been sat too long, man. Something don't feel right at all. Or maybe it's just me, a bit rusty, who knows. Watch your speed, watch your speed. Bank holiday Monday, there's bound to be plod lurking. Bound to be. Right, that's 30 mile an hour guys. Mark my words, when you review this, if we can see anything, it'll look like I'm doing 15 mile an hour. For some reason, as I was just trying to explain but forgot what I was on about, the GoPro compared to this, it's, I don't know what, it's something to do with the field of view, but the GoPro, when you're doing 50-60 mile an hour, it looks like you're doing 50 or 60. With this Drift Ghost Pro, not so much. It makes you look like you're doing 30 mile an hour when you're doing 60. Why? I've got no idea. On the plus side, if you get nicked or anybody, a copper sees your footage on YouTube, you could be doing 80 mile an hour and it look like you're doing 50. So bonus there, I suppose. Here we go. Tarmac. There was. I don't think you can hear this, but oh my god. His Royal Star, I don't know if I make a bloody racket with them pipes on. I've got a Aquapovic or whatever the bloody hell they're called on the back of this. Can't even hear it. It is quieter with the baffles in. I did try it with the baffles out. It scared the shit out of the horses, so they went back in pronto. Here he goes, watch him open it up. No, no. Well, it's certainly nice to get out. I believe it's the first time this year that I've got my leg over the side of it. Been in so much damn pain. The old man had to take it for the MOT a couple of months ago. And it's just been sat under the cover since. Well, probably since this time last year. Sure nice to get out. As you can see, my dials are in K's. So I'll put some stickers on. 30, 50 and 70. Keep me out of mischief. I have no idea where my father's going. I'm in a big bloody loop. There we are, 70 mile an hour. I bet you a pound to a pinch of poop. It don't look like 70 on the footage. Better let him go through because I don't know where the bloody hell he's going. Here he comes. There we go, follow the leader. Traditional dance. Right, here we go. Come on then. That's a bit quick. Doesn't look it, but it is a bit quick. Super duper. Sitting at 70. I presume we're at 70. Or was it 60 on that? Down behind me. We'll wait for him again because I don't know where he's going. Here he comes. Does like his leather and his tassels. Not my cup of tea, but saying that, this bloody thing ain't my cup of tea either. Seems like something scraping there. Dan. Right guys, is it my road positioning that's off or is it him in front? I did get a bollocking on my part 2 on the right test back in 87 for full road positioning. Excellent and lethal. I don't want to use that word really. I'm bloody sure I wouldn't be sitting that close to the curb, drains and potholes and all the rest of it. Back to miles per hour in the centre. How do I change the settings, man? Right, I have to Google that when I get home. Damned if I can remember. Oh, we've got 40. Wake up, Peter. With it. Get with it. Okay. Just need to wait. Thank you. Clock's out a bit. It's not 8:17. Damned if I know what's going on here. Okie dokie. Why can't I change this? You guys will hear it, but sitting here, I can still hear his bloody exhaust over me. I don't quite know where they're going. He's just gone round in a bloody great big circle. Not a clue. If he turns right after the next bend or so, we're going exactly where we just come from. Oh well, gives you a nice little idea of as to where I am and where I'm from. A bit rural, very nice of it. Okie dokie, I was right. Heading home. Don't know why. What's going on here? What the hell is going on? saying before we left that it wasn't running right, and I can clearly smell petrol or gas for you American boys. Definitely a strong smell of it. It ain't me. I hope it ain't me. Yeldon, it's not uncommon to see a ossifer of the law lurking with one of those cornettos pointed at you. So 30 it is. No doubt we'll get a little LED panel telling us to slow down. Telling him to slow down, one or two. Appear to be working today. It doesn't mean we're not out of the woods though. Sit at 30. If I appear to be talking to myself a lot, it's because I don't get out much. No, quite literally. This is the first time I've been out this year, as I've repeated a few times. After 15 or 20 minutes it feels quite nice to be back in the saddle. And I must say actually, one of the main reasons I haven't been able to use the trike, which is what it is because the seat, standard from Piaggio, was flat, if not sloping forward a little bit, which caused havoc with my back, because I was constantly pushing back on those boards down there to get my butt into the seat. Line and bought a new seat. Dad sent it off and it raised a little bit at the front. I managed to save the original cover, just stretch it, and yeah, all good. By now I would normally be turning around and heading for home with a lot of discomfort for having to push myself back, but 20 quid well spent at the upholsterers. If anybody has the same issue with their scooter or bike in general, hit me up and I'll give you the info of the upholsterer in Bedfordshire who did the work. As I say, 20 quid, job done. And now I've got a spare seat, which I might have modified again actually. Yes, it's comfortable and I'm not sliding forward anymore. I must admit my arse is getting a bit sore, so yeah, I might see if I can get the other one raised even more at the front by a few mil and get a layer of memory foam underneath my arse, and then yeah, I should be able to manage a few hours at a time. Being a twist and go 500cc one of that, it's pretty good, pretty comfy. The only thing that really scares me riding it, apart from the potholes, is the size of the wheels on this. I've ridden bikes all my life, from little mopeds up to monsters, 150 mile an hour plus, with proper sized wheels, and yeah, this thing's quite scary. It'll do 80, 90, a little bit more at a push. But with scooter sized wheels, yeah, that's not funny. You really have to watch out for potholes, because you hit one big one and yeah, you'll be over the top and in the fucking field, excuse my French, but you get the idea. Anyway, here we are, heading back from Yeldon to Swanshead. I have no idea why we went that big loop. Told me he was going to some show or something, but I think we missed that. Anyway, I took the balloon home to Bedford. I've got a camera and a tripod under the seat, so I'm see if I can sort out this bloody gauges mid-clock, and then head home. And get the SD card out of the camera and see what we've actually captured. Probably shit and probably normal. Hey ho, we'll give it a go. I'll shut up for a few minutes now and let you enjoy the view. If we're recording. What a beautiful place to live. Truly, truly stunning. We've only done about 15 miles and I've used quarter of a tank already. What that's all about, I have no idea. It's telling me I've got 180 mile range left. I don't think that's correct. Yes, I'm just sitting at 30. Where's he going? Is he going to turn left to my place or is he going to go straight on? What's he going to my gaff for? I'm going back to theirs. Oh well, we'll follow him. Before we head back to Bedford, I'll see if we can work these bloody clocks out. Because it's driving me nuts. I like it so I can see what speed I'm doing in the middle. Range and volts and God knows what. Where's he going? Turn around up here. Oh my god. Watch out for horse shit. We don't want to go scooping that up. Slip on it. Oh my god. That's the only good thing about having three wheels, two at the front. It's relatively easy to turn around, says he. Okay. Yes, clear. Okey-dokes, come on, buddy. Where are you going? Where are you going? I'm just following you. Stop at mine. I want you to look and set my clocks up because for some reason it says it's 8:30 in the morning and I can't get the mile. It should say in the middle how fast I'm going and I can't find it. I can only find voltage and how many miles I've got left. Just put up at mine for a minute. Come on, baby. Oh shit, where's that big hole? There it is. Oh shit. And this one, motherfucker. Shit, man. Whew. Won't be doing that again. Piaggio MP3 500s ain't supposed to go airborne. Right, that'll do for now, guys. I'm just going to turn it off for a few minutes while I get my old man to have a look at the clocks. And off we go again. Now, I'm hoping you can hear me. We had a bit of an issue when I got back from our little jolly. My microphone was hanging down, it had come off. So I've zip tied it back on. Fingers crossed it's working, but we shall find out when I get home from Bedford. Okay. Muck and shit everywhere. The joys of the countryside. It goes. Oh my god. Bloody diesel everywhere from the tractors. And mud. Ah, country life. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. I've got the mic set at 3, I believe. Whether that's any good or not, I couldn't tell you. Damn, his bike is loud. I've got my lid on, a sports can, and all I can hear is this bloody thing bellowing in the... Okay, I don't know whether you can hear it. Sounds like some old bloody Triumph or something. Anyway, good to get a few miles under the clock. As you can see, I've done 3,018 miles from new, 5 years old, and it's just past 3,000 miles. It's not even running, is it? Bloody thing's thirsty though. Off throttle at 99, 76, open the throttle, 40, not funny. 99.9 miles per gallon. Man, I wish it'd stay like that. No need for me to indicate, I know where he is, and there's nobody about. Nice bit of road this actually. Nice little bit of road, not very long, but nice. Better than my bloody lane anyway. I don't know whether I was recording actually when I went up the lane and turned around and came back down before turning the camera off. Don't know, well, you would have seen it. There was a bloody great big lump in the road, and I wasn't going fast. I was only doing about 30, 35, and the whole bloody thing went airborne. It weighs as much as a 900 diversion, for God's sake, and the thing went up in the air. They laid an egg. Foot down, yes. Can't help myself. I still think I'm riding a bike. Rather than be two wheels at the front. Very funny setup, but very, very handy. I've not used it yet and shown you, but it's got an electronic lock on it. When you get below 10 mile an hour, you can flick a switch and it electronically locks upright, so you don't have to put your feet down. Which is, there it goes, look, the mad bugger's off now. Yeah, you just keep doing what you're doing. Look, it says 40 and I'll do 40, because you would not believe how many speed traps are up this bloody road. Biker's paradise, this road. The B something or other from Kimbolton to Bedford. But you gotta watch it. The next village we're going to come into, they're sods. They hide on the brow of the hill, and just as you crest it, if they're there, boom, and they've got you. So I don't mess around. If it says 30, I do 30. If it says 40, I'll do 40. On this road, it ain't worth it. Another 10 mile an hour and that's 3 points on your licence. And the last points I had were in 96, 97. First time I've been nicked for speeding actually, before or since. Bought myself an XR2, lowered it, put spacks, fully adjustable suspension all round, piped it up, had a little bit of a play with it, and within 6 weeks I had 6 points. So yeah, that wasn't too particularly clever. Here we go, 30. Now you watch your speed, Dad, because they're sods here. My mum actually got stopped up here. They pulled her over, but mum being mum, 70 odd years old, bless her heart, well 75 this year, just up here they stopped her, pulled her over, and she apologised, and they told her to watch her speed and let her go. Unbelievable. Any of us lot, they'd have got their bloody pad out and, you know, I've had 3 points and 100 quid on it, we'll go and sit in a bloody classroom all afternoon and get told shit that you already know. But hey ho. Whoa, watch your speed, Pedro. This is where they are, up the top of this hill, if they're about. Being a bank holiday, I would not be surprised if they're out trying to increase their revenue. Unbelievable. Look at him right up there, and I can still hear the thing thumping away. 52 miles to the gallon at 30 miles an hour. Throttle off. That's a bit better. What are we getting at 30 miles an hour? 80 plus, 35, 90, no, off throttle, look, 100 miles per gallon. I'm not playing his game. If he wants a ticket, he can have one. I'd rather keep my licence nice and clean, thank you. Right, there we go. Whee! And we're doing 40. As I said earlier on the first video I shot, the speed is very strange on this camera. It's a Ghost Drift Pro XL Pro Drift Ghost thing, and for some reason, as I was explaining earlier, the speed, looking through it on the Ghost Pro, on the review, on the replay at home, it looks really slow. You put a GoPro on and it looks like you're going twice as fast, and I can only put it down to the field of view being so narrow on the Ghost Drift. And also it's side mounted on the right hand side of my crash helmet, which was a pain in the arse to set up, and I don't know whether it's right now until we check this footage out. But with the GoPro, especially if you use the chin mount, you get a massive field of vision, and also it seems, well, it is much faster side by side. It looks like you're actually doing the speed. Very, very strange. But as a bike vlogging cam, I don't know. You let me know in the comments. I really don't know. I don't know what to expect. As I said before, the only time I used it was probably 3 or 4 months, if not more ago, when I actually received it. And I, like a numpty, sat in my front room on the settee, holding my hands out in a sort of handlebar position as best I could, looking into the mirror, adjusting the camera and the angle and all the rest of it until I thought I got it about right. And if you look on the YouTube videos that I've only got a couple on there, but there is one of me going up the lane on the mobility scooter as a sort of a test run. I reviewed that footage and it seemed okay. The audio was absolutely crap. I don't know what was going on there. But as I said, I've set the mic to 3, which I'm told is too much, but we'll see. And well, yeah, if it works out well, all well and good. And I must say, again, I'm seriously impressed with this reupholstered seat. Excuse me. It only had a couple of mil at the front, but not sloping forwards and actually being able to sit comfortably, which is a first in 5 years. I think I could probably manage a day out, a good day out on it, and feel comfortable. Before we left the house again, I was chatting to Father about this, because he's the one who had it done for me, or got it done for me. And yeah, very impressed. Very, very impressed. I did look for an actual replacement, and Shad in America, they actually do replacement seats for the Piaggio MP3 500, but they stopped making the bloody seats the year before my model came out in 2015, and I've looked and I've looked and I've looked, and you can't get one. So like I say, I bought a new seat, or a spare seat, off of eBay. Dad took it away, one of the geezer 20 quid. He unstapled the seat cover at the front, raised it up at the front with a bit of foam, which I was a bit concerned about at the time because it's got a seat sensor on it, and if it doesn't detect your arse, you ain't going nowhere. Simple as that. And we didn't know whether it would work or not until we actually fitted it. But yeah, as soon as we bolted it up, plugged the sensor in, sat on it, fired straight up. Happy days. 20 quid, can't be bad. And I think, as I was saying earlier, I think I'm going to get my old seat. I think I'm going to have a play with that, because while I've got the comfort back and I'm not sliding forward, and I've got no pressure on my back whatsoever, it's nice. I'm not having to force my arse back, and it is comfortable, like in that sense. I don't know what we've done today, 10 or 15, 20 miles, I don't bloody know. By the time I get back from Bedford, I'll have done around 50, 60 miles ish. And yeah, transformation is totally out there. It's just night and day. Before, I could do about 10 or 15 miles. Well, an example, last year, around this time last year, I planned for a day at the seaside. I was going to go up to Yarmouth or Skeggy or somewhere like that, and it's about 85, 90 miles each way. Well, with this seat as it was, I managed to get from my place to Peterborough service station on the A1M, which is about 35 miles, and I quite literally had to turn around and go home. I was in so much pain from, again, having to push my arse back with my feet on the running boards. But I'm guessing we've done about 40 miles. I've used quarter of a tank. It doesn't sound too good, quarter of a tank, 40 miles, but it only takes 2 gallons to fill it up from empty, so that ain't bad, I suppose. And it's nice, I say, it's been a year since I've ridden anything at all. Literally a year this month. And it's taken me a little while. When I first got on it, to be honest, I was a little bit apprehensive and a little bit ginger. Well, I used to be ginger before it all fell out. But yeah, slowly getting back into the feel of it. Still unnerves me because of these poxy little wheels at the front. Like that. It just, I don't know how it does it. Like when Dad took it for the MOT, I posted a comment on Facebook saying something to the effect of, I hope my old man doesn't open it up too much on these back roads. I said, because it's going to certainly wake him up. Well, anyway, about 25 minutes or so later, he obviously, while waiting at the MOT station for it to be done, he saw the message on his phone and messaged me back, or replied to this message saying, oh, it ain't too bad on the back roads at 80 mile an hour. He's 70-year-old. He's fucking mad. I sit at 50, 60. That'll do me. 70 on the dual carriageways and on straights, but on these sort of roads, 40 or 50, I'm quite happy. And there's him tear-arsing on really twisty roads at 80 mile an hour, the mad bugger. I don't know how he does it, because it ain't like a bike. Actually, when I bought it, the guy said to me, have I ridden bikes before? And I was like, what? I said, yeah, I've ridden bikes all my life, thousands and 1100s and God knows what. And he goes, well, you're going to have a bit of a shock with this. And I was like, what the flipping heck's he on about? First couple of weeks, when I bought it 5 years ago, I just potted around at 30, 40 mile an hour, literally, for a couple of weeks, just mooching about. And I was like, I don't know what he's on about. But anyway, that road we've just come in on, the B whatever it is, I know it like the back of my hand. Excuse me, I'm watching for potholes. Yeah, I know it like the back of my hand. And there's a couple of really beautiful long sweepers, really beautiful. And on a bike with 2 wheels, of a reasonable size. It was beautiful. You just throw it in and just sweep in, hit the apex, crack the throttle, and away you went. 60-70 mile an hour, long sweeper, beautiful. Well, after a couple of weeks of having this, I got confident. Felt more confident, shall I say. So yeah, I was approaching these corners, not these here, the ones on the back road that we just been on, and I got to the section that I know well and enjoy, and I was like, right, let's see what we got. Opened the taps, chucked it in, doing about 65-70. Oh my god, I found out what he was on about. It behaves like a front wheel drive car. I went to tip it in and the bloody thing went straight on. I had to lock it up and just managed to stop and turn it before I hit the grass and flew into a bloody hedge. I told the old man about this, and when he took it for an MOT and he come back and he said, no, he goes, it's you, it ain't the trike. I was like, what are you on about? He goes, you've just got to think of it as a bike and just ride it like a bike. He goes, I jumped on it and just give it the beans. He goes, it handles really well. It goes around corners beautifully. I don't know why he can do it, I can't. I think, personally, I think Dad's just bloody mad. He's got no fear. He's never had a big one. He ain't got lumps missing out of his knees and his face and all the rest of it from eating tarmac like you do when you're a kid. So yeah, that's the only thing I can put it down to, really. He's never had a big one, so he doesn't know what it feels like to be oh shit, it's 30, to be having gravel pulled out your arse and plastic surgery on your head. Being a 17-year-old, not many people will know this, the millennials certainly won't. I had an RXS 100 Yammy, and yeah, I was in Bedford, Barker's Lane, and again another long sweeping left-hander, 30 mile an hour limit. And there's me doing 60-70 I suppose, and looked over to me right, and there was a police car sitting on the entrance to Priory Marina. And as I went past, thankfully it was only a Metro, if you can remember what they were. So I dropped it down a cog on the old RXS, wound it open, chucked it into top, pinned it, sitting there watching me clock. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, bang! Overtaking a car, excuse me, turned right in front of me into the power station that's not there anymore. So yeah, I hit a lather in the side, dead stop, 85 mile an hour, and being a 17-year-old twat, I didn't have my lid done up. Hit the car, can't make this up, hit the car, my lid flew straight off over the car and flew off into the distance. And you can't make it up. Coming the other way, there was a lady, heavily pregnant, passenger in a car, and she thought my head was in it, sent her into fucking labour. They had to call 2 ambulances out, one for me, which I can't remember because I was smashed to pieces, and one for her because she was in labour. Spent the next 3 months in Mount Vernon Burns Hospital in North London, having plastic bloody surgery because I didn't do my lid up. So there you go, kids. Crash helmets are there for a purpose. If you don't do them up, they're not going to do the bloody jobs. God dear, where's he? Oh, I know where he's going. Been a long time since I've been here. This used to be garages. Can't remember the last time I was here. 20, 30 years ago probably. Back at my mum's house. Oh, it sounds nice here. here we go. I'm going to show you guys what I meant now about the electronic shit, which is bloody good for disabled people. Now this is a heavy bike. Flick the switch. Now, as if by magic, it is electronically locked upright. Handbrake on. And that's that. Thank you very much. Right, journey home. I should try to. I should probably be up for the next 2 days uploading this footage.
Well, you know what he can be doing.
Yeah, well, you got your tablet, will you, ain't you? Where's your tablet? Ah. Don't leave it there. You say that, but I went out and got halfway up the bloody road before I didn't realise I had them on. Right, see you later, Ma. Please work. Service light. It's gone out now. There's a spanner flashes every time I start it.
Well, they will do. That's only setting it, that is. They all do that. They always comes on when it does it.
No, it needs resetting. Look, it's saying it's 9:26 for God's sake.
Okay.
I'll get home and Google it.
Okay. You can't get petrol before you go?
Nah, it's more than enough.
You've got plenty here.
More than enough.
If you do get
Look how many miles it's done from new.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah.
If you do get stuff, I have got a little
5 years old, 3,000 miles.
nothing, is it? I've got petrol in the shed.
There's plenty to get home there. Right, I'm off, mother. That's my mother, by the way, guys. You're being filmed, mother. Me. Ah. Right, see you later. Ugh. Well, that cheered mother up. Mother on film. That's the 75-year-old mad one that I was telling you about that swerved a ticket with the old bill. That's my son-in-law. Off we go. Yay! And we're off. I dare say all you can hear is wind at the moment. Let's get the visor down. That's better. Still bloody windy. Don't know why there's so much noise from this AGV, I'm sure. It's very noisy. Have to check the vents on it when I get home. I bet I've left the bloody vents open. I bet that's what I've done. Here we go. Different way home. Through, what's this here? Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Oh, it's been a few years since I've been up here. They've resurfaced this. It's beautiful. Shame you can't ride like a lunatic through here anymore. I had a wicked police chase here when I was a kid. I'll show you in a minute. There's a pub about half a mile up the road a bit more. And we all used to go up there when we were lads. Come out there one night on a 125 LC, drunk as a skunk. Well, maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Anyway, there was a policeman sitting there in that little car park or the shop on his CB Bentley or whatever they were called, God knows, little 185 things. And he stuck his hand up just for me to stop, so I waved at him, clanked it down the gear and buggered off. Got back to my mum's where you see me just pull out from, dropped the thing in a heap on the floor, run in the front door. I ain't been in all night and you don't know where I am, and run out the back door. 2 minutes later there was a knock at my front door. I don't know where he is, he's not here, he ain't been in all night. Anyway, about 3 weeks later I was in Brickhill, north of Bedford, riding like an idiot as usual, and come off the roundabout by the Pheasant pub, and there he was sitting there waiting for people. Flagged me over, I pulled over, took my lid off and he was like, aha, Mr. Yeah, and I was like, yes. On or about, here we go, you failed to stop for a command, blah de blah de blah. And I was like, nah, I said, you're taking the mickey, mate. I said, how long have we known each other? I said, I popped up the pub, had half a shandy. I said, I was on my way home, I saw you waving, I waved back and went on my merry way. I was just being polite. Mate sitting on the back with me at the time, and he goes, alright, he goes, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time, but if you see me doing this gesture in future, it means to pull over. Ah, gotcha. Okay, no problem. Ta-da. Off he went. My mate leans forward, he goes, how the bloody hell did you just get away with that? I said, no, mate. Luck of the what's it, eh? Oh, to be 17 years old, eh? The things we did. But thankfully, can't touch wood because there ain't none to hand. But I've made it to 55, and the next one will be 56 in December, so dodged a few bullets and we're still on the go. And like I said again, you know, this thing was unrideable until I had the seat done. Now it's really, really pleasant. Really pleasant to ride. Before I left my father's, we were chatting off camera, and he's on about going to some bike show or something up in Ipswich next weekend, I believe. And I might, depends on how I feel, might go with them. Trouble is, it's a 7:30 start, they're meeting somewhere, and I won't bore you with the details, but when I wake up I have to take something for my tummy to stop it playing up, and it normally takes 3 or 4 hours for it to bloody calm down. So if I want to meet them at 7:30 to go on this day out, I've got to have an early night and get up at about bloody 3 o'clock, have my tablets, so I'm all stable for the day out. But we'll have another couple of rides out this week. Probably do a little bit more, a little bit longer ride, possibly take it up to Peterborough on the A1M, give it a good blast and see how I feel. If I get to Peterborough and I'm not in huge discomfort like I was before having the seat done, then yeah, might try it, switch with Dad next weekend. So we're sitting at what, 50, and when you're viewing this, mark my words, it'll look like I'm doing 20 mile an hour. It's absolutely mad. I just can't get my nut round it. I've watched a YouTube video of a guy comparing this with the GoPro 10, and the difference, like I said before, is night and day. On the GoPro it's giving you real-time speed and it looks like you are doing what you're doing. With this one, look, I'm sitting at 50 mile an hour and you'd think I'm doing 20. It just looks so slow when it's not. But who knows. I got it for video logging or whatever they call it, video blogging, biking, blogging, damned if I know, I'm new to it. Old dog and new tricks and all that, you know. But we'll see when we get home. God knows how long it's going to take to upload. I really don't, because the file size is huge. Oh, I think I'm recording at 4K at 30 frames a second, maybe 60, I'm not sure. But I know the file size is going to be ginormous. There's going to be, I think, 3 videos, I'm not sure. One of a little bit of a loop around my village with the old man in front, and then obviously from my gaff to the old man's gaff, and here we are on the way back home to mine again. I think, well, I don't know, it's approximately 20 miles each way from mine to Bedford, So that's 40, and I reckon we did about 15 miles on our little loop around the villages. So yeah, I've done about 55, 60 miles, and my lower back is absolutely fine, brilliant. Really pleased with this new seat. So before, I'd have actually gone home by now, and I'd be on the sofa screaming, swallowing bloody painkillers, but oh, and I still will. Once I'm off it, as soon as I stand up and the weight is transferred down through my back, my lower spine, I'm fucked. Excuse my French. And yeah, mobility's shot to shit. So this thing's a godsend, especially with the electronic locking. I think I showed you it, I'm not sure. If I haven't, I'll show you it when I get home. But it's bloody brilliant. If I'm in a lot of pain, the last thing I want to be doing is putting my feet down at roundabouts and all the rest of it, and with a pillion. Not that I take pillions very often, but if I do, I can have a pillion. I can have my top box full of clobber. Under my seat it's got a massive amount of storage. I can have that fully loaded, and ordinarily if I come to a roundabout or a junction or whatever and I had to hold all of that weight with a passenger and all the crap, after a few miles I'll be shot, be spent. But as I say, as mad as it is, this electronic business is very handy for disabled people. So if you're a biker yourself and you're getting on in years and you're thinking about hanging your levers up, you wouldn't do far wrong by getting one of these, because it will prolong your riding. If I hadn't bought this 5 years ago, well, I wouldn't have been riding for the last 5 years. 40. Come on, Peter. Yeah. So yeah. If you, like I say, if you're disabled yourself, or you have a friend that's disabled or suffers with arthritis, as I do, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I'm only puttering on, I'm sticking to the speed limits. But if you do need to give it the beans, there's a deer up there. Can you guys see it in the distance? A little deer. Where are you? There he goes. Huh. Joys of the countryside. But yeah, anyway, going back to these, and as I say, oh shit, they can prolong your riding career if your mobility ain't so great. Right, down to 30 is bank holiday Monday evening. I'm surprised we haven't seen any plod actually, because normally on a bank holiday weekend, and bikes for that matter, at this time of night on a bank holiday on this road, it is normally mad. I can be sitting in my bungalow in my little village, which is approximately 2 miles off of this road, on a Sunday, Monday bank holiday. Ordinarily all you can hear is big fours howling and breathing fire and spitting flames, and oh yes. Unfortunately can't do that on this. Can't even pull a bloody wheelie. I've seen a video of them doing stoppies, but no, I'll leave that to Top Rack. But yeah, no wheelies, no clutch, front brake, back brake, twist and go. Bloody quick twist and go though. This is the bend earlier. I don't know whether I was, if you remember it in the earlier video, this is the bend here that I was on about. I was coming the other direction and I nearly landed up there. Come steaming into this corner at about 70 coming the other way for the first time, and yeah, because of the front two wheels it's got some bloody mad gyroscopic effect sort of thing, a bit like a front wheel drive car. Chucked it in and it went straight on, nearly laid a bloody egg. And how the old man rides it, flat chat, I've no idea. Like I said earlier, I think because he's never had a big one, he doesn't know what fear is. Either that or he's just bloody mad. I think he must be. When he's got, you saw on the video when I was following him, on his number plate, A13 Yam, and it is. It's some Royal Star 1300cc. It's got like a I forget the name of it. It's a V Max, is it? I think it's got the same engine as a V Max, just detuned because it's a Tourer, a bit like a Harley Davidson sort of thing. And yeah, he's got a couple of others actually. He's got some 1100 BMW touring thing. He's still got his old 900 Divi diversion. 70 years old, do you believe it? He's got more bloody bikes than I have. And the old goat can pull a wheelie still. Unbelievable. But hey, I can't piss on mine too much. This beats the shit out of sitting in a car, even if it has got 3 wheels at the front. But looking at it, you'd never know from here, would you? But as I was saying earlier, potholes scare the crap out of me because it's only got biddy little wheels on it. Basically, it's a pizza delivery bike on steroids. 500cc, a massive whopping 41 brake horsepower. Rips your neck off. But joking apart, brilliant for town use, absolutely brilliant on motorways. Anybody who rides a bike knows what the crack is when you go past a lorry. It pushes you all over the bloody place. This thing, none of it. Sit at 70 or a little bit more, go past the lorry on the motorway, doesn't even wobble, doesn't move a bit. So yeah, good round town, good on long runs. Even more so now that I've got a seat that actually does what it's supposed to. Why in God's name Piaggio ever launched these with shit seats, I'll never know. And they must have known it's a problem, otherwise Shad in America wouldn't have offered a replacement seat with the correct bloody angle on it. But there you are, live and learn. Maybe the newer versions have got that, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now, does it? Oh shit, watch your speed, Pedro. But other than that, it's like, I don't know, it ain't no Yamaha, it ain't no Honda, it is an Italian piece of work, if you want to put it. A bit like an Alfa Romeo, loads of gadgets and funky tech and crazy things, but when things go wrong, that ain't so funny. When I actually bought it, I'd only done 800 miles and the throttle bloody cable snapped. Unbelievable. Had to order one. Well, I would have had to order one from Italy, but thankfully I've got a very clever friend called Nick. Big shout to Nick Rudd. It actually happened at his place. It just fitted the Aprovovic or whatever it's called exhaust. I started it up and I was like, shit, I've got no throttle. And sat there for 10 or 15 minutes, no throttle. So he's like, oh, let's have a look. Got the kit out, undid the this thing, and the bloody throttle cable had snapped. So like I said, it was either going to sit at Nick's house for 2 months while I waited for a throttle cable, but thankfully he was very clever. We went and bought a universal throttle inner cable, got back, wouldn't fit in the bloody sleeve, wouldn't fit in the outer cable, so we had to go to a bicycle shop and we got a rear brake cable off a tandem bicycle that fitted in the bloody sleeve. Took him about an hour to do it, made a hell of a mess, had to carve up the twist grip for it to fit, used a bit of a brass out of a chocky block, and at the other end you had to chop the bloody throttle body up. It's got a fly-by wire throttle body somewhere under the seat. You had to carve that out, but anyway, you got it working. Trouble is, as you can see on my twists, about a third of my throttle's gone. I've only got 2/3 throttle, which ain't no bad thing because it scares the shit out of me anyway, so God knows what it'd be like if I had full throttle. Too scary for me, but it works. Oh yeah, the seat, bloody seat lock on here. Press that, seat unlocks. Well, that packed up after about 12 months. And then there's another option on the key. If you turn the key all the way forward, there's another cable that releases it as a backup. Well, that bloody thing seized up and all, so I had to literally get the back of the seat and slowly pull it open and broke the bloody clasp off of the seat that goes into the lock. So yeah, now I'm riding around with the new seat on, which has got the clasp, but we had to undo the locking mechanism at the back and drop it down so the seat just, well, don't lock. But like I say, Italian, it's like a bloody Alfa Romeo. Brilliant fun, really cool to ride and drive and all the rest of it until shit starts to go wrong. But that's all been cut, looking good. But yeah, that's not bad. First time this year. Last August, last September was the last time I had a ride out. So quite pleased. She's working. Oh shit. She's doing what she's supposed to. I'm feeling a lot more comfortable now after I've been on it for an hour. And looking forward to a good few days out before winter sets in. Very interested to see what this camera will be like when I get home. I have no idea what we've got. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be pointing to the sky, but we'll find out in a little while. As I say, I think it might take all night to upload the file to YouTube because it's going to be bloody huge. Just hope it's not complete trash. But I think I've got it there or thereabouts, but we'll see. I'm more interested about the microphone. Like I say, it's got a built-in mic on the side of the actual camera itself, but I got onto Drift and ordered the external mic, which is bloody good, I must say. It's a 3.5 jack, but rather than just push into the bottom of the camera, you push it in and then it actually screws in and locks in with a rubber O-ring, making it IP whatever the devil it is, 7 waterproof or whatever, fully waterproof, which is pretty bloody good. Not that I go out in the rain, but if I need to, you know, I haven't got to worry about the camera going tits up. And I must say as well, it's a lot better than a GoPro. Having to mess about changing battery packs and pissing about like that. It's got a, I don't know what it is, 3000 milliamp or something like battery built in. So you just charge it up with the USB-C and get approximately 5.5 hours on 4K at 30 FPS I believe. Or if you want to drop it down to 1080, you can get it up, I believe, to around 100 frames per second on 1080 with image stabilisation on. And that is between 7 and 8 hours, can you believe? So yeah, you wouldn't get that out of a GoPro. This one, no problem. You can do 6 or 7 hours, get where you're going, stick it on charge for an hour and a half, and then you've got another 7 or 8 hours. So yeah, pretty cool. Just got to see what the footage is like. And here we are, back home. Right, poor dogs. Oh, look, can you see the rabbits? Look at them go. Country life, eh? There we are. Dog will be going bloody nuts inside. And here we are. We have the light flashing. Get off and I'll drop it. locked. Brilliant. Now, all on its own, it's locked up. Don't have to worry about it falling over. Pucker. Oh well, hope you enjoyed that. We'll see what the footage is like. It will be the first upload of a ride. And that's that for now, guys.